Welcome to the AI for Career Success video overview by Kurt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. Today, we're talking about something that has the tech world on the edge of its seat. What happens when a giant like Apple, known for its stability, starts to shake right at its core? So, what we're diving into today is this sudden, and I mean really sudden, exodus of top executives at Apple. It's a story that has Silicon Valley absolutely buzzing, and it could mean a huge shift is coming for the company. Now, all this is based on some fantastic expert analysis that's been popping up on LinkedIn right around December 6, 2025.
To kick things off, just look at this quote from analyst Sylvain Sorel. "The fortress of Cupertino is crumbling." Wow, I mean, he is not pulling any punches, is he? That really captures the sense of shock that's just ripping through the tech world right now.
And let's be super clear here. This is not just a few people deciding to change jobs. No way. We're talking about what some are calling the biggest executive shakeup Apple has faced since Steve Jobs passed away back in 2011. This is a major event. Okay, just let that sink in for a second. 72 hours. In just 3 days, Apple lost the heads of 4 absolutely critical divisions. And these aren't just mid-level managers. We're talking about the top brass. The thing that's really got everyone talking, all 4 of them reported directly to the CEO, Tim Cook. I mean, that kind of change, that fast, at that level, it's practically unheard of. So who exactly are we talking about? Let's take a closer look at these high-profile exits, because understanding who left is key to understanding just how big of a deal this really is. Okay, so just look at this lineup. First up, John Giandrea, the head of AI, is stepping down. Then you've got Alan Dye, the guy who's been leading interface design. He got poached by Meta. On top of that, you have 2 key retirements, Kate Adams, the general counsel, and Lisa Jackson, the head of policy. And if that wasn't enough, there are rumors that Johny Srouji, the absolute genius behind Apple's incredible chip technology and one of their most respected leaders, is thinking about leaving too. It's a huge list of heavy hitters. This all leads to the million-dollar question, right? What is really going on here? Is this a crisis, a sign that the company is in free fall, or is this a calculated redesign? A hidden strategy? Well, the experts are fiercely debating this, and they've landed on 2 completely different theories. Okay, so on one side, you've got the crumbling fortress camp. This is where you find folks like Sylvain Sorel, who we heard from earlier. They see this as a full-blown crisis. They're saying Apple is getting soul-snatched by its rivals, it's become too afraid to take risks, and maybe, just maybe, the famous Apple way is coming to an end. But then, there's a totally different take, the strategic rewiring. People like Glenn Harrison are arguing this isn't chaos at all. It's a very deliberate, coordinated redesign of the C-suite. They're intentionally rebuilding the leadership bench, getting ready for life after Tim Cook. And nowhere is this debate more important than in the one area that's defining the future of, well, everything, AI. This is where things get really interesting.
Think about it. The head of AI leaves, and Apple almost immediately brings in a veteran from Google and Microsoft. That is a huge signal. It looks like they're making a massive pivot away from their old perfect and private AI strategy, keeping everything on your device. Instead, they're gearing up for what some are calling a wartime and cloud-first approach. This isn't just a small tweak, it's a fundamental change in how they see the AI race.
So what does that really mean? Well, you could see it as Apple basically admitting that its old on-device AI strategy just wasn't cutting it. They were falling behind. This new move shows they're ready to jump into the ring and compete in a totally different, much more aggressive way, especially with cloud-based AI. It's all about redefining their leadership as this AI competition gets hotter and hotter. Okay, so with all this change happening at the very top, you have to wonder, what's next for Apple? What does this all mean for the future of a company that, let's be honest, we all thought was unshakable? Now, it's super important to keep some perspective here. As some analysts have pointed out, Apple's core strengths are still, well, incredibly strong. Its ecosystem is a fortress, and its pipeline of talent is deep. So the company isn't going anywhere. But there's absolutely no question that Apple is navigating a massive transition right now. Its whole identity, its strategy, its long-term direction, it's all up in the air. And that brings us to the final fascinating question. With the old guard, the very people who define the post-Steve Jobs era, now heading for the exits, will the Apple we all know survive? Or are we on the verge of seeing a brand new, more aggressive Apple emerge from the dust? It's a huge cliffhanger.
Thank you for joining us for this AI for Career Success video overview. This is where we teach you AI and help you get smarter than your competition.
To stay ahead of the curve, be sure to subscribe to the AI for Career Success YouTube channel. Please like, comment, and share this overview to help us reach a wider audience. We'll see you next time.